I'm sorry to show you that actually you're HIV positive. You got 2 lines. A handsome Thai doctor got HIV, part 2. So that time he was walking towards me because I was on the bed. He was still playing his phone. And then after he listened to what I said, he somehow stopped and then hesitated. And his eyes was looking away. And then he was thinking something. I don't get it, to be honest. I didn't know what he was thinking about. Then I think that time he was also trying to get some courage to look at me. And he said, yes? I said, yeah, for sure. Just check yourself. And then he took it and he was checking this. And because that room was dark, and then he got this HIV tester even closer to the light in order to read it. He was sure he got 2 lines. He looked so desperate, and I think there's some very strong emotion was incubating, was turmoiling in his head. And he was like silent sitting there. He sat still. I could feel, suddenly the air was frozen. I was basically just lying behind him, still on the bed. I felt I am responsible to comfort him. And then I also took a little courage and I hugged him from behind. I think normally you guys, if you know a person who's HIV positive, you're gonna, oh fuck, he's HIV positive, I gonna fuck, get away from you because the virus is contagious, it's disgusting, get away from me, something like that. To be honest, don't be Patrick, okay? First, the HIV virus can only be transmitted by, bamboo exercise without condom, okay? Just by kissing, just by give the blow of the bamboo, it will be fucking safe, okay? Second is that time I was taking this medicine, okay? So this medicine is called PrEP, okay? Go and Google yourself. It is a life-saving medicine for yourself. So by taking this PrEP, okay, you can be immune to HIV virus. And this effectiveness of this protection is 99%, okay? So the longer you take this medicine, the better protection you will have. So that's why at that time I was not afraid. Because, first, by basic body contact, you don't get it. Second, I've taken this, PrEP, for almost a long time. So there is no way I would get, HIV virus. Then I just hugged him from behind. I was also put my face next to him. I kissed him like this. I said, hey, honey, it's fine. I mean, you're a doctor, you know what is going on. Because, if you got HIV, you don't have to be panic. It's like, so far the technology cannot save you, cannot help you cure this virus, disease. But you're still safe because in Thailand, you can get the free medicine. Okay, but just taking the medicine periodically, you'll be fucking fine and healthy. Don't worry about that. But, you guys must know that if you are traumatized, that time, no matter how others would like to comfort you or console you, you wouldn't listen to their words. So basically the words was like nothing, You could hear the sound, but you just didn't get it. And he was so fucking desperate, and then I felt like my face was getting wetty. And I realized it was his tears. So he was like crying. It was sad, because at the very beginning, the romantic atmosphere was so good. But suddenly it became so sad, it became so desperate. And I don't know what to say. I right now I felt very sad as well that moment. But I still tried to pull myself together. He said, can you get away from me? I want to be quiet. I want to be alone for a while. I said, do you want me to get off from your room? He said, no, you can stay here. I feel comfortable if you are here with me. So basically, there was the bed. So he was sitting at the one corner. I was sitting on the other corner. And suddenly, he lay flat on the bed with his 4 limbs widely open. It felt like he was trying to sacrifice himself. He was welcoming the death. It was like a ritual, something like that. And then he looked at the ceiling with eyes widely opened. It was scary, to be honest. And then he started to scream, "Ah!" something like this. And then he picked up the phone from the bed, and then he started to dial a number. And he got his mother connected, and they started to talk Thai. I didn't understand Thai, even though I've been in Thailand for a while. I didn't understand Thai. I didn't know what they were talking about, but I could sense that he was trying to tell his mother something. And I think his mother was acting the same, like what I did, like was trying to console him, to make him calm down. But he was crying, he was like yelling, like, it was like this. It was so sad, and his tears were running like a river. He didn't feel all right. He was scattered into pieces with this result. And then he started to choke, like, and like this. It was like a dry choking. So it was nothing there, but he was like choking, like, you know, his head, his body was jerking. It was crazy. It looks like he was going to transmit into a zombie, something like that you see in the movie. Then I was a little scared, but I was still trying to be, you know, nice, to be kind. So I sat him closer. I held him up by grabbing his two arms, and he was like this. But the phone was on his set, and his mother was worried. She was like Thai, you know, I don't know, but I think his mother was asking like, what's going on, something like that. And then he suddenly just sat up, and then he grabbed at the edge of the bed, and he was. You guys know that in my channel, I told you guys at the very beginning that I'm half psychopath, okay? Because my mind thinks differently at a different situation. There's always two of me, okay? One is normal, one is psychopathic, okay? Playing the same in my mind. So that time when I saw he was puking, and he was desperate, he was somehow in the abysmal of life, I felt excited. I felt like, oh, I can be the God for you, I can save you. And normally I know that if the person in desperation, and the best way to make him feel confident, to make him feel good, is a good bamboo practice. So basically, even though he was desperate, he was puking there, but it was nothing, it was still clean. He was on the edge. I crawled on his body, and I started to massage him. I was holding his two arms with my two hands, and I was grabbing it, like stretching his body. And I was trying to relax him, to give him a massage, okay? And also I used my tongue to lick his earlobes, and like this. And he was like, he was still like this, you know, but somehow I think there must be too much going on in his mind. It was like part of him, he felt so good with this sensation, and also part of him, he felt so sick because he just knew that he got HIV virus. He was so desperate. But I don't care, you know, I was grabbing him, and because he was back front. Then I just squeezed my two hands, you know, into his crotch, and I grabbed that golden bamboo, and it was soft, it was fluffy, and then I make him turn, and he was face front, and I was jerking it, I was grabbing it, I was massaging it with my magic fingers. And then it got a little bit, you know, like a bamboo growing. It's getting harder and harder. And then he was still like this. Yeah, but I could tell, you know, he started to feel a little better. And then I started to use my tongue to lick his grape. It was a very stiff grape. And then I put my lip, it was sliding from his grape to his belly button, then to his hard bamboo. And I put my full mouth around it. I engulfed it, okay, with my saliva, and my tongue was inside, was twisting, scrape every single corner on his mushroom, on his bamboo, okay. And this pleasure is so irresistible. It has conflicts with the desperation. It was like sexual desire battling with the desperation. And I think there must be a lot of going on, the chemicals reaction, like a nuclear bombs in his mind. But I enjoyed his bamboo. I was licking it. I was enjoyed like you are enjoying a piece of art, a piece of gourmet, a piece of cuisine. Okay, it was wonderful. And his stretching two hands suddenly gripped tight of the sheet, and he was good a moment. And then there was a huge lava out from his bamboo, and it was out into my mouth. The lava, the cream, the essence, the bamboo essence, with full of HIV virus. But because I am with this medicine, I am immune, I'm unbeatable. So basically, I enjoyed that moment. It was tasty, it was just legendary. And I felt like, my God, Another piece of meat just collected. And suddenly he stood up and then he ran to the toilet room. And I saw his beautiful ass was, was shaking. So he ran to the toilet room. He was puking like this. I remember like I somehow like 10 minutes or 8 minutes passed. I was thinking what is going on in the toilet room. Would it be nasty? Would it be crazy? Even though I was afraid, I was scared. So basically, I never saw this thing happen. And then I walked to the toilet room. I was shocked. The scene was fucking memorable. Okay, it was disgusting, but it was also beautiful. It was how to say, an art. So he was sitting on the toilet bowl and his eyes was looking straight forward and his pupils got fully enlarged, like loomed large. And his two arms, two hands, hang loose over there. And on the floor, it was all the disgusting thing from his stomach, okay? Do you remember the green dumpling? Yeah, the color was like yellow, green, orange, carrot. Yeah, it was disgusting. It was, and the smell was choking. And then there was a scarlet trickle, okay, among the disgusting things. That was his blood. I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck the blood came from? Then I had a check. So basically there was a huge scar, like scraped from here to here. So he was like this. And the blood was like dropping, like dripping, I was speechless. I didn't know how I should react at that moment. I can tell you, I think if you have been through a lot of real life experience of this traumatizing, this unforgettable things, okay, you will know that most of the times, most of the emotions in the movie are not real. It was dramatic, but in reality, it is deeper than that, okay? And I think most emotions people get are just shocking. They don't have enough time to react with that certain situation. They were shocked. They were paralyzed, okay? So that time, that was me. I stood there. I had no idea what's going on. I just saw the river was like flowing out from his arm. I felt like it was nothing. I felt like the whole world is shut off, okay? So I stood there for like, I think 10 seconds or 20 seconds, I forgot. Part of me is a psychopath. I think that part of my personality was excited to see this thing. He was thrilled. He was happy to see this because this is dramatic. This is like a real life drama, like a real like a show, okay? He was thrilled. He was excited. And then he got a strong emotion, want to take over my head, to be cool, to be able to play this drama, circumstantially. I quickly calmed myself down. And then, in Thailand, they got a spray gun. So that spray gun, they use that to, clean the ass after the pooping. I walked to him on his left side, knelt down, took that spray gun and hold it with my full strength and press the button. And then there was a huge flow of water coming out from it. And then I aimed at him and I sprayed it quickly, and with a lot of strength. I could feel, the pressure from the water was like bouncing on his body and bouncing back, reflecting back on my body. It was like suddenly the air was getting cooled, getting calmed down. And then I could see the color are mixed. It was like the paint from the palette washed by the water. They were getting diluted. They were getting, flown away. And suddenly it feels like something is back to normal. It feels like, it's gonna be the ending of the movie. Because he felt a chill from the cold water. He was like this, and it seemed like, he got conscious back as well. It was good. I didn't really want to, react with his desperation. I didn't know how to handle that. Otherwise, I would call an ambulance. But it was okay that, it was lucky that, because, the scrape on his arm was not that deep. It was more of like a scratch or some stuff. Things like that. It was okay. That chill didn't last like 1 minute. And suddenly he just went back to his, previous state. Desperation all over the air. That time I was still spraying him, but he didn't give any response. It was like, you're spraying water on a dead body, on a corpse. Then his phone rang again. I just picked it up and handed it to him. He didn't want to get it, but the voice, his mother's voice, came out from the phone. I think no matter you want to kill yourself, you want to end your life, I think the mother's call, the mother's voice would be the last hope to get your life back. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and subscribe, like, and share.